Hello and welcome to the weekly Team Z strategy session time. This is Robert along with the dynamic leaders here on the line with me. So I want to welcome you guys. This is a place, if you're watching this, where we uncover proven best practice, again, proven real life strategies. And whether you're brand new or whether you've been in a year, 5 years, couldn't be 5 with this community, but it could be a year, could be a week, could be 5 weeks. And we want to welcome you guys to this series. And this is a series, so welcome. This morning is the very first time doing this, and we're going to be perfectly imperfect. I don't have a big polished PowerPoint to do the training. Here's what I'm going to do is show you some great examples of this strategy. And the name of this particular strategy, we're going to cover many over the next few weeks. This one is called the Buzz Post series. It is a specific strategy, let's be real. And one analogy for this is, here's the analogy. And I shared this with Ms. Ree, who's on the line, is when you do this strategy, in essence, you're putting a sign out that says, hello, and here's why, here's how I can help. Here's how, and here's why. Okay, so we're hanging a sign out. We are, I love this word, we are actually notifying. What's the word?
Notify.
Yes, we're notifying our community that we found something. Something, not just something that excites us. So let me share my screen and show you some examples. So to set the tone, as I show you some examples, say you have a newbie that just came on, you've introduced him to the label.info, and is the label.info getting better and better and more proficient? Ree has a great example. Ree, you just went through the VIP onboarding session, and did you walk away from that with a deeper belief in our products? Yeah, okay. So, and I've given Ree some homework bit by bit, and we're stepping into the place of cruising her along down the path of building her business. So the Buzz Post is a simple post. It could be one paragraph, it could be a book, depending on your personality style, and that works. Let me show you some examples. Let me shut up and show you some examples. I don't like that word. Let me just pause and show you some examples. That's not an empowering word, is it? So so let me just show you this real quick here. All right. I don't need the sound, but I'll engage it anyway. Okay, here's some examples of an initial. I used to call this the Buzz Post strategy, but I'm adding the keyword, which is series. It's a series of posts, not just one. All right, here was my initial, if you want to call it a Buzz Post. Wow, this is what it feels like to have every cell in our body lit up and tingling. So if you're taking notes, hopefully you are, lead into the Buzz and Passion Post series with a picture. Can you envision my cells being lit up in my body? Come on, this is an interactive call. Can you envision that?
Sorry, I always mute because I'm drinking coffee and everything, but yes, absolutely, 1000%.
Okay, awesome. So 17 years ago, we aligned with a community because most of my community knows that I was previously with a journey of 17 years, led to a global journey. And you see, I'm expressing gratitude. I am affirming, and I'm very grateful. And now, after people know me that I'm a faith-based man already, because that's a portion of my post and content. I even put on my banner, I'm a man of faith, you know, and family and adventure and wellness. Okay, and now you tell them what the attraction is, we personally feel like the many hats we've worn in our lives have prepared us for this new venture. So many affirmations, divine nudges, and here's some of the reasons why. Okay, servant leadership, community, and that spark is turned into a flame. Love and light. And you obviously want to, well, I say obviously, but you clearly want to put some type of visual with it. And bear in mind, when I first posted my first buzz post or passion post, I legally, I don't want to get into chasing a rabbit, but legally, because of my position with that previous venture, I could not publicly say any other company for a year. Now I can, but so, but even so, I would have probably kept it generic. So there's Jim, there's Jill and Kirsty, servant leaders. And put it could be one picture. I'll show you an example in a moment. It's just one picture, but mine happened to be, I did a little collage. If you don't, some of these basic skills you'll need. One of the basic skills you'll need, in case you're wondering if you are brand new to this business and this day and age, you do want to have some basic collage making skills. Let's be real. If you know, and you can go to, I just learned all my collage making skills on YouTube, to be quite frank, through trial and error. Let me show you a couple other examples real quick, and then we'll open it up for.
I just want to say, Robert, it's a really beautiful post with the photos. It's really like the pictures and stuff and what you wrote, but that photo speaks, like after reading that photo, confirm it's talks on its own.
I love that affirmation. Any other ahas from that particular, that's one of many posts, but that's any other takeaways?
Yeah, I just, knowing your heart, feel like see that it's really well reflected in your post, and the time that you took to be respectful and you know, bless and release your relationships in the other company, because I, again, knowing that that was really difficult for you and for many, it just it seems so done the right way, Robert, and that only impacts your future blessings, right? Because you're doing it with the right intentions and the right energy in the new beginning, and that attracts the people that are looking for that.
That's a great point, and that's a great addition. Thank you both, Ree and Kara. So a great addition to when you're sitting down and helping to create your first one or your newbie. Yeah, and yeah, as Kara said, get clear on your intention. What is my intention? If I were to summarize my intention here, is simply to notify people of why I'm lit up again, why I am inspired again. That was my simple intention. So great feedback. Go ahead.
It also shows that it's something real that's happened to you. It's not just something made up, but it's real.
Yeah, it's very real. Thank you for that, Dennis. And here's Jim. Jim did a couple of in his series. Jim has did several now. This is one of his first ones. Sorry, let me blow this up so it'd be easier for you guys. 1 second. There we go. Years ago, I was the president and CEO of a nutrition company. Maybe some of his community wasn't aware of that. Maybe some of you are not. Jim was an amazing 5 decades. I helped build that company, but left that role for something that had more profound results. So Jim is a man who follows his heart and results. I have a huge mission. I love that big, bold statement. So maybe in one of your upcoming brand new buzz posts or ongoing in the series, you let your community know you are on a mission bigger than just yourself. This is the next step in accomplishing this mission. So today, I'm choosing to do that again. After 19 years, and yes, attaining my 73rd birthday, it is not, and this is, again, was Jim being authentic. Isn't that a clue? Did Jim have to say this?
No.
No, think about this. One of the keys to an effective buzz post ongoing in the series or new is be vulnerable.
Yeah, he said, and it's well worth making that change after all that time. That's what I'm seeing. And interestingly enough, that's the post that got me to get Jim on the phone.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm here, guys. That's why I'm doing this training. Is a Buzz Post series impactful? Is it necessary for you to build? Nothing's has to, but why wouldn't you do this? Anyway, let's move on from there. Everything in my life has prepared me for this new opportunity. And maybe your words is, maybe you aren't, be authentic about this. Don't just ad lib and repeat somebody else's, but maybe you said, so much of my life has led me to this point, or, you know, I'm ignited again because I want to just take my kids and my hubby and just to unplug for a whole week with no, whatever it is. And it breathes new life back into me. Remember, I said my cells are lit up, whatever that looks like. And then Jim now is affirming why. Why was this important for Jim? Look at this. Family, what?
Culture.
Culture. That's one of the biggest attractions here. Community, love. Is Jim a man of love?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to see, and this is what drives Jim every day of his life. I got to stop or I'll start boohooing here. So it's true, guys. This is what drives this beautiful soul. And so he's being authentic. I'm 73. What the heck am I doing? And one of his other Buzz Post series about a month later, remember that, Dennis? I think he talks about how my wife asked me if I needed to see a psychiatrist or something, you know?
Yeah.
And look at Jim's. Did Jim use a collage? No. Did he have to with this?
No, that says it all.
What's the power of this picture?
Family and community and culture.
Yeah.
And legacy.
Yeah. And are they all frowning?
Yeah.
They're excited.
His value system, right? This is his value. He's showing us, he's talking about, and he's showing a visual of his value system and how and why, and it just reaffirms his choice in this new venture because it aligns with his values. So other people that are looking that have the same values, which is, well, obviously Dennis and Robert, will want to reach out to him and say, oh my gosh, tell me more. Like, I so respect you and value what you value. I'd love to hear more about what you're doing.
Yeah. And, you know, because Jim could have stepped into a point where message me for info and a link, and that's just not Jim, obviously. He instead, you know, my post, Jim's post, we recruited a number of people from these posts. Jim recruited a bunch of people. So, and was there any type of sales marketing really even listed here? Did it even have to do that?
No.
It was Jim being Jim.
It was Jim being Jim. Well, that's a simple analogy. Jill wrote a book, but did it still work? Obviously. So there's no right and wrong. It's just different. Heart and grit. I embarked on a new venture. It was a massive, and again, I'll be sharing this. If you're watching this video, just get with us and we'll be putting this, even the scripting, in a little file system for you. I will say this, I do have a Facebook page, but again, for the sake of simplicity, just know that this scripting is here. Jill did one post, whole heart, true grit. Jill's next post in her series was like maybe 2 paragraphs. Jill was being transparent, talking about her marriage, releasing over 100 pounds, being a mom. Wow. And look at how she ended. It ignited something inside of me. And look at how, know who you are. Don't give your power away to somebody else and their opinions. It might be that they just don't know who you truly are. Wow. And this post again, Jill enrolled a number of people from this one post, but it was a series of posts. It wasn't just one. And here's a lady we all
see
love.
the Robert, can you come back to the one of Jill at the very top? I'm just gonna snap a photo, please.
Yeah, and I'll send you the script, but yes, I can do that. 1 second.
Perfect.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
you're
you can
right.
send me the post as well.
That's right. That's a good feedback though, Ree. The first paragraph is a great example. I embarked. It was a massive decision. Again, she's being real and raw, but I knew it was the right one for me. You see? And that could be a great lead in as well, heart and grit. Wow. And look, was she being vulnerable here? Right here. Remember, she's being vulnerable, okay? And look at here, another vulnerable sentence. How about that one? Yeah. How about this one? Is she vulnerable here?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. These are key points to the buzz post. And here's a lady. Here's why Kara is here. If Christy hadn't had posted this or done this or moved forward, would Kara be here and Heidi and that whole group? No. Change is good. That's a good lead in, isn't it? How many can relate to that? Okay. And now she ties it into her son. I never dreamed he'd be my business partner. And here we are. How many moms or grandmoms or papas or grandpapas would love to say this? All right. If you know me well, you know how deeply and personally health and wellness are. You could say this is a bit salesy, but to me, in the context of her post, it's not. She was just, I would be saying, what do you mean master formulations? Because of her context, she keeps it genuine and authentic.
Yeah, she mentions there how she says that people that know me know how important health and wellness are to me. So she's classified that as that's what she's talking about, and that's part of her. So not salesy at all.
Yeah, good point. And then this is kind of cool. She brings out gut health versus, she talks about weight loss up here. Look at this. But then she brings it home personally and talks about gut health, which I like that a lot. And this is pretty cool. Her family's pretty happy about it, which is, again, that means that it goes a long way. And look at how she ended it. And guess what her picture is? Before I show it to you, I'm probably already spoiling it with the two heads, but
it's her and Cooper.
Yeah. One picture, didn't do a fancy collage like I did, so you don't have to have that skill. Just put a picture. But a picture that symbolizes, or a series of pictures that symbolizes what?
I think
Why?
community.
What you're talking about, it's the visual of what you just said.
Yeah. Are they both frowning?
No.
And she may not have done this on purpose, but what a perfect picture, knowing her story. Like, it really did start with Cooper, and the fact that she's kind of like tucked behind him, and she's adoring and supporting, but he's the focus of the picture, is absolutely brilliant. So Christy, if you ever watch this recording, brilliant.
I agree. And I have other examples, but let me stop the share here. So we'll be putting more examples up, and there's so many beautiful. Christy Ann Tchaikovsky did a really, what's Christy's, those of you who don't know Christy, think of what her buzz post would sound like and look like. It's going to be funny, okay? And I'll
You
put
have to
that
keep
in.
up with it.
I know, exactly. So hers was really funny, and she like lost her butt or something. I forget what it was, but it was
Melt my butter.
Yeah, it was something like that. So did those examples and pictures and some of the feedback we took away, now does a buzz post and a buzz post even series make a little more sense?
Yeah, a lot more sense.
Okay, so for the sake of this training, I would love to hear from the group 5 or 6 key points to a buzz post. Remember, and remember, it's perfectly imperfect. We can stay in the heart space. What are the points we just talked about?
You have to be, it has to be your personality.
It has to be us. Me, you. Okay, good. Okay,
Heartfelt and impactful.
heartfelt. Can heartfelt also, thank you, Scott. Can heartfelt also mean vulnerable a little bit?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Grateful for where you were before, meaning, yeah, gratitude for the life you were living so that you can step into the knowledge that you found something that enhances that even more. I don't know if those are the best words, but it's a start.
yeah, in essence, Kara, what I'm hearing you say is that, I know this is an exaggeration, so much from my journey today, it's hadn't been a hill of beans, but now I've found the gold mine, and what I've done to life doesn't mean anything to what I'm doing now. That's an exaggeration, but
Yes.
versus, oh my goodness, this journey I've been on, the people I've been with, and the experiences I've had, they made me who I am, and I am so eternally grateful. I'm taking all that and who I am from that, and now I'm using that to build something in my heart is even more grand. Okay, so that's an
Yeah.
example. That's an example of the difference. So
Yes. Like glory to glory. I would say glory to glory, right?
yeah, I love
And
it.
it's kind of like going from good, better to best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Dennis stole my words. Good, better, best.
I love that.
I'll give them back. You can have them back. Go ahead.
Do you know there's a little saying quick that I learned from 2 of my mentors, good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better's best.
Oh, wow.
The first time you said that I heard it, Kara, I wrote that down. So I have that in
Oh, that's awesome.
that's awesome.
That's an amazing part of this trend. Thank you, Kara, for saying it. It's like Dr. Seuss, and I love that.
I do.
The other thing is these posts, they tell a story. I like that. They tell a story. And so it kind of keeps your attention while you're reading it because you want to hear how the story ends.
And can it be one paragraph,
Mm-hmm.
or can it be a book? You know, it's all okay. And what is the 2 of the takeaways or 3 from the picture?
They're summaries of the story. They can speak for themselves, just like Ree said. I love that the way that she said that. It speaks for itself. And you have the words that kind of like build up to it, and then the story is the culmination.
And it's kind of like
The
the old
picture is
saying,
coming-
that a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
And it could be a fancy one, a little more fancy, like mine was a little more fancy with some stars and 4 pictures, or it could be, remember the other ones that were just, and these individuals launched a lot more than I did with these buzz posts, Christy and Jim, it was 1 picture. Okay. Christy Ann Chikoski, I keep using her as an example, but it was 1 picture. Okay. I think it was her and maybe Christy to see. Anyway, so whether it's 1 picture or whether it's a collage, as we all said, it's a reflection of the message, and it even expands on the message. And so any other points as we kind of end up this session, as far as the recorded side, guys, that you want to leave with people? Think about a brand new person watching this. Is there any other aspect of this Buzz Post series you think they need to know?
It works. That's my information today. It works.
Oh, it works. I love it. Thank you.
And on last night's training call, someone said, especially initially, if I think of the position that a new person would be in some ways I'm still there because I haven't hugely built my social media platform, you're talking to people that you already know, and you're talking to people like you. So write a post that you would want to read, write a post that tells a story about you, that, and in all of these, the people are living lives that we all want to live too, right? I was feeling good about my life. I had done some things I'm really proud of, and then I found something even better. I mean, that's what we as human beings aspire to do. And I'm getting hand clapping from my background, right? But it's magic. It's magic. Like Glenn said, it works.
It works.
You can tell I'm inspired. You can always tell when I'm inspired because I have a lot to say.
I love that. Any other key takeaways before we end the recording here?
I can see how this is really, really good for new people, but I can see how at any stage of when you're in the business that you can do these buzz posts and just kind of remind people where you're coming from.
That's a great point in closing. So I'm going to challenge myself and all of you on this line right now. I know Ree is a newbie, so she's going to obviously do this. And I'm going to, but here's the caveat. If you're watching this and maybe your sponsor said, watch this, and then we'll talk, one huge piece of the puzzle, because we all tend to be self-starters. Yes, that's why we're here. And we tend to grab things and just do it. Here's a huge caveat. If I could save you so much time, my heartfelt recommendation is to grab your sponsor and time block a 20-minute piece of time and do it together. Do it together. If you're watching this and you've done yours and you have some newbies coming on, which you will, then time block, haven't watched this training, yes, by all means, and send some verbiage, and then time block to time to co-create, do it with them. I'm sharing this with you from experience, not just hyperbole, meaning as hopefully if you're watching this, I've built up several teams, and my last team was about 20,000 people, so around the planet. So the point is this: we've done this buzz post as part of our fundamental strategies for years. And what myself and my leaders discovered time and time and time and time again is when we do this, things like this, that is so easy to get into judgment and analysis paralysis. Hopefully I'm saving you time right now. Time block it and do it with your people. Or if you're watching this and you're doing it, here's my last thought about this. You saw my buzz post and I recruited a number of people from that and ongoing. Did I do it myself after years of doing this? No. What did I do? I grabbed Jill's, Jim's, and I think Kathy Horn's as well. I grabbed each of their buzz posts and I put it in a note, and I pulled out some paragraphs from each and I put them right here. And I just changed a few of the sentences to my own words. I just borrowed what already worked for them and I made it my own. You don't even have to create a buzz post from scratch. I recommend you do not. Just grab some of these examples, make it your own. And then what did I do? I sent all three of my partners, could you please give me a couple inputs or changes? They did. And I sent them the picture as well. Can you give me some feedback? And they did. And then I did my post. That's my last thought I want to share with you. I want to keep this pretty tight. So I'm going to stop the recording and hang tight, group with me just a moment. But if you're watching this, you are amazing. Be real, do it, and do it with someone else. Do it together, and then do it together with your newbies. I'll leave you with that. Okay.